Come in, how you doing? Keep hands out your pockets for me?
I'm not the one with the gun.
Sir, I don't keep your hands out of your pockets. Put the phone
I
down.
haven't done a crime. Don't talk to me like that.
Listen to me. I don't know you.
Listen,
you can put that
I don't
down.
know you. You're the one with the gun. Why?
Get down on the ground now. Get down on the ground.
Yeah, you're arresting me for nothing.
I'm detaining you right
That's
now.
fine. You're detaining me for what crime?
Because you don't want to listen.
That's not a crime.
You don't
Why
want to
am I in
listen.
handcuffs? I don't care. You're not my mom.
Because I'm
You're not my
coming here
dad.
for a gun.
That's fine. I don't have a gun. I haven't committed a crime.
And when I told you to keep your hands out of your pockets,
You're not
you did it.
Oh, fool. Bro got boxes on. Come on now. Ain't no way you thought he had a gun nowhere on him. Come on now.
I didn't commit a crime. You don't get to tell me what to do.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
What's up with the YouTube? It's your boy Vick Reacts. Bumming at you with a brand new video. Hey man, today we got a banger, man. And as y'all seen on the intro, y'all seen on the title, y'all seen on the thumbnail, this video gonna be a banger, man. And I ain't gonna lie, fool. I got y'all on the title and I got y'all on the thumbnail. But y'all need to actually watch this video because yeah, the officer got fired. But just recently, she actually got found innocent, dismissed all charges against her, and she's back on the police force. So y'all make sure y'all look at this video and give me some type of comment to let me know how the fuck she got back on that motherfucker. Because if y'all see this video and y'all actually look to the end, bro, y'all gonna be like, she crashed out, didn't she? But anyways, we gonna see. Before we get into the video, be sure to like the video if you like the intro, because if you like the intro, you gonna like the video. Comment you got something to say about the video or me. Subscribe if you're new and mess with the content, man. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Come in, how you doing? Keep hands out your pockets for me?
I'm not the one with the gun.
Sir, I don't keep your hands out of your pockets. Put the phone
I
down.
haven't done a crime. Don't talk to me like
Listen
that.
to me. I don't know you.
Listen,
you can put
I
that
don't
down.
know you. You're the one with the gun. Why?
Get down on the ground now. Get down on the ground.
Yeah, you're arresting me for nothing.
I'm detaining you right
That's
now.
fine. You're detaining me for what crime?
Because you don't want to listen.
That's not a crime.
You don't
Why am
want
I
to
in
listen.
handcuffs? I don't care. You're not my mom.
Because I'm
You're not my
coming here
dad.
for a gun.
That's fine. I don't have a gun. I haven't committed a crime.
And when I told you to keep your hands out of your pockets,
You're
you
not
did it.
Oh, fool. Bro got boxes on. Come on now. Ain't no way you thought he had a gun nowhere on him. Come on now.
I didn't commit a crime. You don't get to tell me what to do.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Now, when you arrived, you recall Mr. Gould was wearing a bathing suit and Crocs.
When I arrived, I remember seeing, yes, a male wearing multicolored shorts. And just behind him, by where the stop car was, I noticed a lump. I wasn't sure what it was at a time. If it was a shirt, if it was a backpack, if it was a towel, I wasn't sure. As far as I know, I'm arriving to a scene where I am not sure if we have a gun secured yet. I'm still looking at him over the hood of Valerio's car as I get out, and I remember exiting just before Strzelecki because I saw Mr. Gould walking up, and at that time my advantage point was I'm still trying to look over the hood of the car, and as I'm looking over the hood of the car I could see the hands initially drop, which prompted me to say, hey, get your hands out of your pocket. At that time I'm now moving around to the front side of Valerio's truck, still trying to maintain some position of cover, at which point he dropped his hands again to pull out what was a phone.
Mm-hmm. From that point on, you're still advancing towards him.
Correct.
He makes no attempt after that to reach back into his pockets. He has his phone in his hand.
He has his phone in his hand.
Out to his side.
Out to his side. He at that point was listening to my commands, but then once I had gotten him handcuffed, he's still verbally resisting because he immediately went to stand back up.
Right, okay,
I needed him seated.
but before we get to him being handcuffed, you order him to keep his hands from his pockets.
Yes.
He takes his hand, takes his phone out. He's holding it to his side.
He didn't listen to the first command.
Okay. From that point to the time you drew your gun on, 8 seconds.
Okay.
In that 8 seconds, he did not reach for his pockets. You didn't give him any additional commands.
I told him at least twice to keep his hands out of his pockets after the initial drop. And then
3 seconds later, he takes his phone out.
he goes back into his pockets to
Right.
retrieve the phone, at which point I said, hey, I told you to keep your hands out of your pockets, and I drew down on him because, again, I don't know where this gun is at.
Okay, but so we have 8 seconds in between when he took his phone out of his pocket and when you drew down on him.
Okay.
And in those 8 seconds, the phone was out of his pocket. He made no other attempt to go back into his pocket.
From my vantage point, I saw his hands drop. I don't know what else he's going for. I don't know you. I don't know who anybody is at this point. I'm trying to secure a scene.
So you agree, though, that from the time he took his phone out of his pocket, he didn't defy your commands after that. He didn't make an attempt to reach back into his pockets.
I was attempting to control the scene to make it safe and get him secured.
Okay.
That's crazy.
He could have.
That's crazy. I don't know if y'all noticed, but y'all see how she's not really answering no questions. She's not saying yes or no. She's trying to provide a reason for every decision that she took. Now, I'm not going to lie. Clearly, this was not a situation where you needed to up your gun at all. The fact that she even saying that she drew down on him and he was not a threat at all is crazy. You supposed to reach for your non-lethals first of all. Like, I don't know what the call was, to be fair. But you don't reach for the gun first. Let's get back into the video.
Been armed.
He could have been, yes.
And you felt that he wasn't following your commands. You walked past a patrol car on your way towards Mr. Gould.
That was Valerio's truck,
Right.
I believe, yes.
Didn't consider to use that as cover if you thought Mr. Gould was armed.
Well, I did initially. I was hanging out towards the front of that portion of the truck.
But throughout that initial 11 seconds or so interaction, you continued to walk towards him. You advanced towards him the entire time.
Right, because he's on the ground. I can see
Right.
where his hands are, and then I reholster.
Not when he's on the ground. Not when he's on the ground. From the time you get out of your car to the time you made physical contact with him and handcuffed him, you advanced towards him the entire time.
Okay.
So there was no pause behind cover. There was no using a vehicle for cover. That's what I'm asking. You felt that he was armed and posed a threat that you needed to escalate to deadly force, but you walked past a vehicle where you had an opportunity to get cover, but you didn't.
Oh, no.
I mean, yeah, but again, like I said, in my mindset at the time, like that's nerve-wracking. That's uncomfortable. I'm trying to do the best that I can at that point to make a scene secure. You know, I'm not saying that the last thing I'm thinking about is cover, but I'm trying to prevent an incident or potential incident.
So
You're the one causing it.
you point your weapon at and then handcuff because you believe is armed, is prone out on the ground, and he's never searched.
Okay. That's
Correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. Do you believe you made any effort to de-escalate that situation?
It was difficult for me to initially try to further de-escalate when he was continually yelling and screaming at me back. And I watched my video back over again and again and again because it was at this point I was not feeling well, I was not feeling right, I was experiencing
11 seconds of audio was removed here. Bethany is likely referring to her medical emergency that happened while she was on scene, which required her transportation to the hospital in an ambulance. Note that medical conditions can happen at any time, but in the IA report, Officer Strzelecki said that he and Bethany were joking around before the call, describing her as jovial and calm before arriving, and that she only became agitated from Ryan's verbal prodding. Sergeant Glass would later describe her as tight, like an overload of adrenaline was in her system, and that she seemed like it was beyond her control, and described her demeanor as clearly mad or angry.
You know, I didn't do anything wrong. I just remember a few times, I don't have to listen to you. What am I under arrest for? And I initially explained that he was being detained.
So who checked that item out?
I don't even know or remember.
Did you direct anybody to check that item out?
I don't think I did.
So that item was one of the things that you mentioned was of concern to you, that it was just potentially a safety issue for you and whoever else might be around there. And again, it's a safety issue because you don't know who this guy is, and he could be armed, and you don't know what's in that item. So he's handcuffed, he's never searched, and nobody checks that item. He never made a second attempt. After he took the phone out, he never went back into his pockets. He never reached for his pockets.
No, but he went back in to get the phone after the first time I told him not to do that.
Right. So let's clarify that then. You gave him a warning not to put his hands in his pockets, which he took his phone out.
I gave him a command to keep his hands out of his pockets because I saw them here, I saw them drop and go here. That is a verbal command, to which he did not listen to the first time.
And
So
agreed. He took his phone out of his pocket after you told him that. After that, he never made an attempt to go back into his pockets. When you drew your weapon on him and ordered him to the ground, he went to the ground.
Correct.
And he was handcuffed. So the basis for the arrest for 84302 was him reaching for his phone after you told him not to.
I don't know what that was until it was produced.
That's understood. I'm asking, but that's the...
Like, he's asking, can you answer yes or no? If you want to go into explanation after you answer, cool. Don't skip answering my question to go straight into the explanation. Like, answer the question first, please.
Basis for the arrest for 84302.
Yes.
Okay. Moving forward to the comments that we discussed, right? Mocking his toenails, calling him a punk, etc. Would you agree that that is not professional behavior?
I would agree, yes. I'm not going to dispute that at all.
Okay.
I ain't see that.
Okay. Is there anything I failed to ask you that you would like to add to the statement?
Could I?
Absolutely, you can.
Obviously, I had reviewed thoroughly everything that was presented to me, to include listening to the statements that were provided by Sergeant Glass, Sergeant Beath, Officer Strzelecki, and Officer Valerio. I had taken note in Sergeant Beath's statement that he had come to the hospital several hours after I had been there, and it was already...
The rest of the interview has various redactions. Up to today, they have refused to produce a single record for me. From the report, Sergeant Beath met Brittany at the hospital, where she asked who took Ryan to jail. She was told that Officer Strzelecki did, and replied, "Good. That guy needed to go to jail." But Sergeant Beath told her, no, he didn't, and that he had taken Ryan home. It then appears that Bethany was told how much trouble she was in because of this ridiculous incident.
I couldn't help but notice when he was talking about the potential discipline that I could be sustaining from this incident. He had also taken the opportunity to let me know that Mr. Gould had been unarrested. I was not aware of that, and I was surprised when he was making the statement that he was speaking to me in the hospital about those issues, or what I consider to be a sensitive matter, especially when it's concerning discipline in a public emergency room. There was 2 other officers and my spouse there while he was saying these things. So when I did ask him, as my supervisor and someone I've known for 20 years, what's going to happen, what's going on, I found it disheartening to hear him laugh. That after I did get out of the hospital several days later, that it was funny to him why I was asking him that AC Bechtel was calling for me. I had no idea at that point, and there's a time and a place for everything. Could I have picked a better time and a place for my interaction with Mr. Gould? Absolutely. I own that. However, there was a time and a place to discuss something like that, and that wasn't the time.
No, I find it funny how a person always thinks about themselves. Like, you didn't think about how he felt in that position, getting harassed by you, a cop who he thought would really kill him. But you want somebody to be worried about how you feel when you do something bad. Oh, you don't want nobody to hold you accountable. This is bad looks, y'all. This is bad looks. This is for one reason why I don't feel like overly emotional people should be cops. You should have your stress levels and your emotional levels tested before you become a cop, because it matters the most. You have to be the most calmest motherfucker. You can't have an emotional trait. Can't.
Okay.
I had been humiliated in front of my spouse and 2 other officers.
What you think about this guy, man? He just got humiliated in front of everybody that watched this video. He's in his boxers, for crying out loud, with gun drawn on him, and he didn't even do nothing. Like, imagine how he feel though. That's what shit crazy. Crazy.
Supervisor, someone I've known for 20 years.
I have one last question, but I don't want to cut you off either. If there's anything you want to express before I go to that.
It's okay.
Okay. Is there anything I failed to ask you that is pertinent to this investigation and should be brought
He
out?
really crying. It's crazy.
No, sir.
Well, you know you did wrong.
As we know,
She just admitted. Oh, as we know now, Bethany was fired. Okay, look. The crazy part is that she's crying, but she put herself in this exact position. She did it herself. You know, as a cop, you work for all these criminals that you trying to arrest. You work for the public. As a cop, you get paid tax dollars. So by default, you work for the public. It is in your job to do what's best for the public's interest. He is clearly, bro, the dude half naked. There is no way you thought he had a gun anywhere on him. And if he did, there is no way that he would have got up on you before you was able to get up on him. Come on now. That's why you move a certain way regardless. She was just overly emotional. She heard somebody tell her, no, you can't do that. And that sent her into a frenzy. And yeah, she got fired. It's cool or whatever. But imagine if she would have did something, you know, because, you know, it does happen. Now, I ain't saying it happens all the time, but, you know, it does happen where cops lose emotional control and shit happens and, you know, it ain't no going back from it. This is a good thing. So we got bad news or good news, depending on who you ask. Basically, this title right here says victory for Gardens officer who held unarmed man at gunpoint in viral unhinged cop video. A viral arrest sparked outrage, an internal investigation, and a firing. Now the officer is cleared of wrongdoing and back on the force. This is the officer that we just reacted to. Clearly, he said at the end of the video she got fired. Now it's saying that she's back on the force June 10th, 2025. So, crazy work, man. So yeah, the guy sued Guerriero, accusing her of excessive force and false imprisonment. Guerriero, a 20-year veteran with the department. Of course she was gonna win the suitcase. But basically right here it says U.S. District Judge dismissed a lawsuit in August, ruling that Guerriero did have possible cause to arrest Gould and that her actions did not violate clearly established law. He found that the Bodycam footage supported her version of events, including Gould's failure to follow commands. Now, this is just signs, man. They always go back theirs, bro. We seen the video. Me personally, she fired. She never getting back. She gonna have to get a regular job. But you know, she a 20-year vet. This is one of her probably one of her people. Of course they gonna crank it. Of course he gonna get cranked. Now at the end of the day, what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below.